Hey guys, it's Miss Paraso here to walk you through the dilations guided notes. If we did this activity in class, we also had the video for this. So remembering that dilations enlarge the shape, they can reduce a shape, and they can also rotate a shape, as well as growing and shrinking at the same time. So depending on what their scale factor is. So I've actually gone ahead and filled in some of the notes there for you. So a dilation is just a transformation that produces an image that is the same shape as the pre-image, but it's a different size. So everything is still proportional. All right. So, and when we're talking about that with proportional, what we're meaning is that the image is similar. So, for example, if I were to find the length of this line, let's say it was 3 units, that means this one would be 6. If this one was 7 units, that means this would be 14. So they would be proportional to one another if they are similar. And the same thing here is when they're similar, their angles actually are going to have the same angle measurement. So in similar figures, the angles are the same and their side lengths are proportional. Okay. So they are similar in size. Sorry, not size. They are similar, meaning that they have proportional side lengths and the same angles, but they are not congruent. So the translations, reflections, and the ones soon to come that we'll be doing, rotations, all produce congruent shapes. Okay, dilations are the only ones that don't produce congruent shapes because we're changing their size. All right, and then in the activity, you saw that we were multiplying the coordinates by a certain number, and that was what's called our scale factor. We were basically saying, if I multiply it by 2, I'm going to double it. If I multiply it by 1, I'm keeping it the same. It's exactly the same. If I'm multiplying by a fraction, I'm actually dividing and making it smaller. All right, so, but we're always going to think of scale factor as multiplying. So if you're ever trying to recognize what is happening to a coordinate, you want to talk about it in terms of multiplying. So if it looks like dividing, you're multiplying by a fraction. All right, so to dilate a figure, you want to multiply each coordinate of the pre-image. Remember, that's the first one. Okay, and that doesn't have all the markings. So here in this one, this is my pre-image because this has the prime mark. That means that that's the transformed image. Okay, and you're going to multiply each of them by the scale factor. So the x and y get multiplied by the same number. All right, so let's just take a look at what does that look like in rule form. Okay, this looks all complicated, but it's really just saying whatever number you multiply by x, you have to take that same number and multiply it by y. And that k value is just standing for that it's a scale factor. All right. Now, if our scale factor k is greater than 1, and I should actually even just, we should say it's greater than the absolute value, so to speak, because a negative number is not really going to work that way. So if that's actually wrong thing. If the absolute value of k is greater than 1, okay, because we could have a negative or anything like that, then we're going to go ahead and it's going to make the shape larger. All right. Now, if the absolute value of k is less than 1, basically meaning it's a fraction, we're going to make a smaller image. And we saw that in the discovery activity. So here I multiplied by 2, and the pink shape that came was larger. Here I multiplied by less than 1 whole, okay, and it became smaller. It shrunk in size. All right. Now, the only thing that's not on here that we did discover in this one is what happens when we multiply by a negative. So we might want to add that on in here. So let's say multiplying by a negative will rotate the figure. I'll move my hand out of the way. Okay. So that's like the little bonus that we kind of figured out there. So if you see that your shape is turning and growing, that means that there was a negative involved in the scale factor, okay? All right, so again, and I could get technical that the absolute value has to be like between 0 and 1 if you really want to get technical, but so here, just remembering, if it's a fraction, that's what I mean, okay? I'm trying not to get too wordy on you here. All right, so let's take a look at the examples here. Okay, now I apologize. I'm not awesome sauce like I was in the last two videos. When I made this packet, I forgot to draw in the pre-image. So if you want to pause the video right now and go ahead and do that, I suggest you do that. Okay. All right, so I've gone ahead and taken care of that. That's my pre-image. So it says dilate the figure size by scale factor of 2. Now, again, this right here is not necessary. In fact, I'm actually not ever going to really give you this space. It's just if you want to show your work, I'm trying to give you a space to show it. So what I'm going to do is -2 times 2 and -1 times 2 to get my new coordinate. And that's going to be S prime. So I'm going to get -4, -2. Okay, so making sure that I label my new point correctly with the prime symbol. This is optional. You don't have to. I'm hoping you can do that math in your head, but if you need to kind of just as notes see how you're getting to that value, I totally get it. That's why it's here. So I'm going to take -1, multiply by the scale factor. I'm going to take 3, multiply it by the scale factor to get I prime, which is -2, 6. I'm going to take 2 and multiply it by 2. Just didn't mean to put that comma there. And 2 multiplied by 2 to get z prime, which is 4, 4. And finally 3 times 2 and -2 times 2 to get e prime, which is 6, -4. All right, so we're going to describe what happens. Well, hopefully you can make a little bit of a prediction right now. Since I multiplied by 2, I'm enlarging my shape. I'm bad at spelling. I think it's just enlarge. Is there an E in there? This is why I teach math. Okay, enlarging. All right. So you're making an enlargement, you're enlarging it, it's getting bigger, something along those lines, right? So if I wanted to go ahead and graph that, I'm trying to find my colored pens and they're gone. That's all right. Okay, so -4, -2, 1, 2. Again, remember these, that's S prime. And notice it's still in the similar position. -2, 6, that's 3, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The numbers are funkalicious on here. I think that's my new word this year. 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. So we can see that the shape did in fact grow. And again, make sure that you are labeling your diagrams. Okay? All right, so you want to go ahead and try example 2. And then when you're ready, you can unpause the video, check your image, check your new coordinates and how you described it. So we can check in there. And then we'll do a couple practice. Now, the ones on the back are just saying determine the scale factor. And I'll go through those in just a second. Alrighty, so pause the video and let's check back in just a minute to see how you did with example 2. All right, guys, let's see how you did. Now, I got messy because I messed up. So yeah, I said that -2 times 1/2 was still -2. And I actually recognized that something was wrong when you can even see I started graphing it wrong here before I caught my mistake. I was like, wait a second, S and E, they're supposed to be on the same line according to the pre-image. So that's always a nice visual to say, hey, my shape is supposed to still look the same as my shape before. There's no turning or necessarily or anything. All right, so that's a good way to check your math. Now, if you struggle with I, it is okay to not have a whole number for a coordinate. Okay, we can go ahead and estimate it. That's 1 1/2. So we can put it about halfway up. That is okay to do. All right, so don't freak out. If you put 1 and 1/2 there, 1.5, that's fine. Okay, but I did that on purpose because I wanted you to see that you don't have to graph cleanly on a grid line. All right? Okay, so now we want to actually take a look and see if we can identify scale factor. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trace my shapes in different colors because that helps it stand out to me. So I'm using blue and orange because that's what I have here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and trace this shape first. Oops, not very nice, but we can see it. And then here we have this one. All right, so a couple things. If we're determining the scale factor, I need to know at least one of the coordinates here. So here's my x and y axis. So let's just going to say what's A and what is A prime. So remember, you need to make sure you can tell the difference. So the orange here is my pre-image. The blue is the shape after. So I know that I have enlarged the shape. Okay, and that's important. So my first coordinate for A looks like -1, 1. And my new coordinate is -1, -2, -2, 2. So, well, how did I get, obviously it got bigger, so I had to multiply it by something. So if I multiplied it by, I multiplied both of them by 2, so my scale factor is 2. All right, so that's what you're taking a look at. So let's go to the next one. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to keep orange as my pre-image. So take a look. Which one is your pre-image in number 2? Good. It's the bigger one. And I know that because it does not have the prime marks. So again, there's those prime, that little prime kind of look like apostrophe thing. Okay. So that tells me that that's my new image. All right. So pick one point, and if you can test it with all of the points if you really want to, but no need to. All right. So A is 3, 1, 2, 3. So A is 3, 3. And I want to compare it to A prime because that's what I'm looking at, how it changed. 1, 1 is A prime. All right, so I went from A to A prime. Well, I had to divide it by 3. But remember, with scale factor is multiplied by the x and y value. So instead of dividing by 3, it's the same as multiplying by 1/3. So my scale factor is 1/3. Alrighty, go ahead and pause the video, try numbers 3 and 4 on your own, and we'll check back in. Alrighty, here's number 3 and number 4. All right, so the orange was my pre-image. I started with a larger and I went smaller. So that means that my scale factor had to be less than 1 whole. And you can see that here are my coordinates for A, and I could see that I multiplied it by 1/2. Alrighty. And for number 4, my pre-image was a smaller one, and I enlarged it to be the blue shape. And we see here that this was my beginning coordinate, this was my new coordinate, so I multiplied those by a +3, and that was my scale factor. Okay. All right, so let's take a look over here. Now, here we're just applying a dilation to the coordinates. And all you really have to do is you're just multiplying, but remember you have to multiply the x and the y by the same values. So here, for example, all you're going to do is, okay, -4 times 8 is -32. 8 times 8 is 64. So that would be its new location after you dilate it, if it was part of a figure. All right, if I'm going to dilate it by 1/4, multiply by 1/4, I get -1 and 2. If I dilate it by -3, now that negative, remember, if this was part of a figure, it would rotate it. Okay, it would rotate it actually 180 degrees. We'll learn more about that later. All right, so I will get 12, so I'd be rotating it and enlarging it, and -24. Dilate by 9 means I'm enlarging it, so that's going to be -36 and 72. And then here, dilate by -1/2. Well, again, that negative is going to rotate it 180 degrees, and this 1/2 is going to shrink it. So that's going to be 2, that's a positive, and then -4. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing with -12 and 0. All right, then over here, I gave you the new coordinate. I want you to tell me what the new what the scale factor was that was applied. Okay, all right, pause and check back in. Alrighty, go ahead and take a look. Remember, this was our pre-image. This is our new image. I went from 20 to 4, so I divided by 5 or multiplied by a 1/5. Let me know if you have any questions.